Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The Daily Beast wondered, just why is King Charles rehabilitating Prince Andrew? They write, Andrew is now reconciled to a strange, unique position. A royal very much in the family fold in private, but one without any public-facing role. Asked if there was a prospect Andrew would ever be allowed to represent the family again, a friend of King Charles told the Daily Beast, no, that is settled. A friend of Andrew's told the Daily Beast, what's done is done, Andrew can't turn the clock back. However, Andrew was seated in the front row at the funeral. He was allowed to adopt Queen Elizabeth's corgis. He was invited to Christmas at Sandringham and allowed to attend and walk to church with the rest of the family. Another big public symbol came when Andrew was permitted to wear an ornate outfit known as garter robes to the coronation of his brother. Notably, this left Harry as the only lineal heir to the throne, not in military or special uniform. Then this summer, a big one. He was invited to Balmoral for the weekend and packed off to church in a car with William and Kate in front of photographers. Andrew is also still invited to the family shooting events, an insider told the Daily Beast. The shoot at Windsor is of course a wonderful day, and invites are like gold dust. It's not a rule, but hosts do generally expect their guests to reciprocate. Although I think it's fair to say Andrew's friends are pretty loyal, and most would have stood by him and continued to invite him, even if he couldn't return the hospitality. He has been shooting with some of them, literally all his life after all, but he still has his days on the royal estate, so nothing has changed. It would have been jolly mean to take them off him. So what's this all about? A friend says, it was always a huge media invention that there was this undying enmity between them. It has never been the case. Andrew couldn't continue representing the family after the lawsuit, but he has not been found guilty of any crime and is still part of the family. He is part of the family but not part of the institution. It's really as simple as that. Unlike Harry, Andrew has done everything he has been asked to, and Charles realizes that. He hasn't written a book, he hasn't given interviews. Andrew's primary concern has been to protect the monarchy. He is intensely loyal to the monarchy. In the Daily Mail, Jan Moyer writes, since the Queen died, I've struggled to see what the point is of the royal family anymore. Is that wrong? There was a fabulous banquet at Versailles, although it was a bit much of King Charles to demand he was not served foie gras, nor out-of-season vegetables such as asparagus, particularly as salmon and asparagus fish cakes are still on the menu at the Pavilion Tea Room in Kensington Palace. Camilla trundled through Paris like a woman expecting to face a guillotine at the end of every day. She looked terrified most of the time, and when she wasn't looking terrified, she was battling to keep her hat on, fighting to keep her hems down and avoiding being patronized by Madame Macron. The First Lady of France fussed with Camilla's evening cape on Wednesday and then unforgivably made her play ping-pong during a cringeworthy public event. Camilla does her best, of course she does, but she always has the air of someone who ponged her ping a very long time ago. Someone would rather be somewhere else, preferably at home, feet up, ciggy lit, dog on lap, stiff gin to hand as she riffles through the latest issue of Horse and Hound. Palace Intrigue will be right back. In today's edition of Let's Blame Meghan, Glamour magazine wonders why couldn't we just let Meghan Markle dance in peace at Beyoncé's concert? One social media user wrote, nothing's wrong with dancing and having fun at a concert, but I feel like everything this fraud Meghan Markle does has a motive. Even her dancing is screaming, look at me, I wasn't at Taylor's concert, but I'm here. Another added, she looks ridiculous. She really is in love with herself. But Lucy Morgan writes, as someone who can't dance in public before 3 tequilas, it enrages me to see people posting these bitter, bad faith takes about Markle. If we're not admiring her moves or her style, I reckon we should be taking notes about how Markle maintains such an iconic air of unbotheredness, while she knows the rest of the world is scrutinizing her every move. This is yet another example of the disparities between how Meghan and Kate are received by the British public. Around the same time, a video of the Princess of Wales being a shy dancer went through the rounds on TikTok. One fan wrote, Kate's dancing is so sweet. Former royal butler Paul Burrell doesn't think Harry and Meghan would show up for the King's birthday, even if invited, Paul told Slingo. Once again, the royal family have a dilemma, don't they? Do we invite them and take the moral high ground and risk whatever fallout might come from it? Or do we not invite them and still risk the fallout which will come from it? The Kings steered very clearly. He has steered very carefully around his dilemma now for some time, and it will be a dilemma for him for many years to come. I don't think that Harry and Meghan would accept an invitation to a family gathering to celebrate the King's birthday. I cannot see it. I can't see it. I can see the parting of the Red Sea before that happens, because the rift now is so huge between the Sussexes and the royal family that they would be very uncomfortable. Both parties would be very uncomfortable. I personally do not think that will happen. I think all avenues to the Sussexes have been blocked, all bridges have been burned, and there is no way back except for Harry coming back to the country for charitable events of his own making. I don't think it will be in the capacity of the King's son, unless it is a really serious state occasion when he has to be there. The King's death would be an occasion that Harry would have to attend. It's his father, for goodness sake, but the coronation in the last year wasn't a family occasion, it was a state occasion. So I can see the Sussexes coming, or certainly Harry coming, for state occasions, but not for private occasions. They're not invited, they're not welcome, this is their doing. They did this. I know this family, I know how they work, I know what makes them tick, and to be betrayed on a very personal level, I think, is treasonable in their eyes. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, or your app of choice. Hit those 5 stars on Apple. Head on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. It all helps us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.